No?
Am I going to be in one of the episodes?
Yes, you are.
We already know there's an episode. We've only got like 8 of them. It's getting around fast.
Maybe she just really
I
wants
follow
to
you.
stop.
I follow you on Snapchat.
Oh, okay. There you go. So it's on there. Well, thank you for following me on Snapchat. Look, we got this stuff for you.
Oh my gosh.
These are for you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
They gotta go.
Oh my god, I have a stash. Dude, this is awesome.
That's awesome.
It's like the whole deal right here.
So, you guys, I think this, we're on episode 9 now. So episode 8 we're about to release. And first of all, it's been awesome. I love it when like people come in and they're like, am I going to be in the vlog? It's only episode 8 and people are like, oh, wait, is this for the vlog? Like, people are like excited that they're going to be in it, which I think is pretty cool. We're going to be doing a much better job of trying to bring context to a lot of the situations. One of the things that I noticed, what day was it? That was Thursday?
Yeah.
On Thursday, we had an upset customer who had come into the service department and actually started dropping some F-bombs and some stuff like that, which, there was a part of what we had captured was me talking to the team and instructing and teaching what to do in those kind of situations, but it wouldn't have brought the video a lot of value because we didn't catch the conflict and we had never addressed it in the video. So I think we're going to be doing a much better job of doing that, of recapping situations that happen like that, because the bottom line is that stuff happens. It happens in business, it happens in retail. You're gonna have upset customers, and we want to, obviously, if there's anything that we ever do wrong, we want to make it right with the customer for sure. I obviously want to bring as much value to anybody who's watching this, and I know that a lot of the people that are going to be watching this are other business owners, and I think seeing how we resolve situations with upset customers, and obviously, for example, on Friday, we were editing on Friday, but on Friday morning, I had to fire an employee, and those types of things happen in business, and we want to be able to talk about the situations and bring value to the people watching, but obviously we have to do that without embarrassing that individual or making it more difficult for that individual, because the bottom line is he's a good dude, he just wasn't the right fit for our culture here. Tips.
Give me that money.
Cash money. That's beer money.
Okay. Thank you. We pull any tips that customers give us together and we use it for our beer cart Fridays and things like that. So that was awesome. Thanks to the customer that left us a tip.
What are you working on?
So I'm trying to prepare for tomorrow night's meeting. I really want to pull the rest of the team together tomorrow night, talk through some things, and really just kind of just gather, get everybody on the same page. It's it's April 17th. We're getting ready for the summer. We have summer storage coming in. I think tomorrow morning we're actually doing, Wednesday morning when we do our service meeting, we'll be having going through the process of summer storage, because we have received tons of reservations for summer storage, and it seems like they're coming in every 5 minutes now. So trying to get everybody on the same page for that. So I'm really just trying to pull the team together, get everybody amped and ready for summer, and talk through some things, revisit our values as a company. And it's crazy to think about, but August is going to be here in no time. It's April. I feel like as soon as we finish getting all the scooters ready for summer storage, we're pulling them out again and re-prepping them for fall when the students get back. So it goes by so quick. So that's what I'm working on.
I know you think it's alright when you and I are catching on fire, and we keep it going just like we always do. We do. And maybe it's just the way that we are. Maybe we'll just ruin ourselves. My crazy's your crazy, but it's all with you.
Core value number 4.
Number 4. Hold on. Okay. I know. Okay.
6.
6. That's soccer team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do something that's not there.
You gotta have that kind of vision. You have to be able to see this. Imagine, if you will, these two scooters are not here. All right? I'm gonna build a 3-foot high box right to here.
Okay.
Okay? The top of his head would be right up there at that gutter. That'd be the top of his head. So he's in here like this, or however how he is, doing this, standing right here. Scooters are still parked here. We'll swap the golf carts down at that end with the scooters here, so nothing blocks this view, and this all standing up right here. 3 feet high. All right? Now, somebody buys a scooter, we move the stanchions, come right over here. Everybody's around this whole area right here. Cheese. Got a picture. You follow me?
Got it.
There you can put the stanchions back. End of the day, pull him out, roll him right back, and put him in the
This
alley.
gator has turned into quite the project.
It is a little bit of a project because we don't want to tear it up. And this way it stays good because it's not out in the sun. If you look, you're in the shade here for the most part of the day until it gets to be about 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Cool. I like it. I like it. That's
There
a
you
good
go.
plan. I mean, I know there's stressful situations and there's busier times of the year, but like, is it really that stressful?
You know as well as anybody, and I know you know, and we don't stop working when we get home. Even if you're not actually doing tasks, your brain is still engaged on how your day was and the interactions you had. How could I have done this better? What can we do to drive more value? You're constantly engaged, and so your downtime is so little.
You mean like the flasher from Men in Black?
Right.
Yeah. You get home and like,
But your downtime is so
that day's
little
done.
that because it's constantly on your mind, like,
Your mind.
it just, I don't know, it can start consuming you.
It's really bad when you live with people that you work with.
Exactly. I think that's part of it
Who are
too.
invested.
Because then you get together and you want to like talk about it and put your heads together or vent or whatever, and it's just there's just no release sometimes.
Howard, what's the most stressful part for you?
This.
We're a much different company than we were 10 years ago too. Like, losing $150 10 years ago would have stressed the hell out of me, because like we were reaching on every dollar that was coming in, you know. Like, there were those days where we had to sell a scooter today in order to survive tomorrow, and like, that's stressful.
Yeah.
Like, that's stressful. So I mean, like $150 or like a little problem, customer issue like that here or there now, like, it's not the end of the world, whereas 10 years ago it felt like it was, you know. I'll need to bring that sense of urgency back a little bit.
You mean to tell me you're not just the proprietor here? You actually know how to repair scooters?
Man, Mike and I can do everything, bro. There ain't nothing.
we haven't done.
Yeah, there's nothing here we haven't done. So everybody went out. This is what I was talking about the other day in terms of spurts, right? Like,
This is
everybody went out to lunch, and we got 2 techs here, and we had like 5 or 6 walk-ins. So I yelled at Mike, "Hey Mike, come do an oil change." So we're trying to get. I just don't want customers to wait an hour and a half for basic services, you know. I mean, sometimes there's no choice, but Mike and I know what we're doing. So if we can pick up a wrench, do an oil change, and get a customer out the door a little bit quicker, customer's happy, and then techs come back and they can work on other repairs. They don't have to necessarily get to the oil changes because they're already done. I don't know if it's just laziness or just simply forgetting. I mean, we had on our repair orders, and I think we've actually shown it in a previous vlog, we write down, you know, whether or not the customer's waiting. So, because we have a waiting area inside our showroom. So if it says waiting, and then they timestamp it with the time, so that way anybody who walks back there and grabs the repair order knows exactly how long that customer's been waiting. I mean, we do not want oil changes or anything to be taking an hour. You know what I mean? Like, those are really fast services, so we want to be able to prioritize quickly. So if somebody drops off and they're not, you know, if they bring in their scooter and it's stamped with not waiting, and then there's one that's stamped with waiting, we're naturally going to do the one that's waiting first and then go to the one that's not waiting, because we know that that person's going to be returning in a couple hours. So it just allows us to prioritize. But when I step in and I walk back there and I see that we have 6 walk-ins, you know, scooters that are sitting there, they all have papers in them, so I know that these are people that they're walk-ins, whether they're not waiting or waiting, and I start pulling them and they all say waiting, and then there's no times on them and I don't know how long the customer's been waiting. That can obviously be a little bit frustrating because I want to make sure nobody's waiting too long. And so it's just when processes and procedures aren't being followed. And I think, you know, we as leaders need to do a better job of communicating why we do these things. So we'll do that tonight in the meeting.
There's a kid that's here that is on a sprint, his muffler protector here that get like busted off. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like where sometimes like
broken?
Yeah, like the plastic came off and he wants us to see if we can reattach it somehow.
Is it broken?
It's, yeah, more or less.
Where's that?
It's outside the parking lot. Like I don't know if just a bigger washer will help like hold it in or what, but
That'll work. Let's go try.
Thanks, Alvin.
Thank you, Alvin. Everybody can begin their exam as soon as they get it. Make sure you write your name on the top.
I was just trying to see how it is.
You get extra credit if you did that. Yeah, I mean these are the measures of accountability for us. Like these are the things. I mean, I've gone out of my way to, like, especially with new hires and stuff. I think even with Rebecca like a week or so ago, you know, I said, look, like if you make a decision based on these values, like you're not gonna lose your job. Like you can make a decision without me. Our purpose is to use these to empower you guys, right? So it's in my heart to really build out a really impactful company, and I see us one day having hundreds, if not thousands, of team members. And when it comes to that, like, Mike and I aren't always going to be the ones to make the decisions. Like, we need our team members to make the decisions. We need those decisions to happen on the front lines, and in order for you guys to make the right decisions, you got to know the values, because we need those decisions to happen based on like running through the core values and being able to use that as the basis for your decision. Does that make sense? Harvard did a study of a bunch of law firms. Have I told this before?
keep going, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Michael now.
Basically, there was 3% of law firms, of people who went to Harvard Law School, that were above and beyond all the other law firms that went to Harvard. Okay? There's 3%. And this 3% was just excelling way more than all the others. And so they did a study, and they were trying to figure out why this 3% was so far greater than all of the other graduates that came out of Harvard. And it came down to one thing. And that one thing was that those people had goals, and they read those goals every single day. Alright? I completely believe in speaking things into existence. It's one of the reasons we own this building. Like, I don't know if you guys have followed this vlog and followed any of the things that we're doing. Like, there was that video from 2015 where I'm walking through this place when it's a shithole, and I'm standing right here and I'm looking at that camera and I say, the owner doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to buy this building. And we did it a year and a half later. So I believe in that process of speaking things into existence. I made it a goal, and I reverse engineered that goal and said, what's it going to take? I knew that I was going to have to meet with the sons, and I knew that I was going to have to make a strong offer, and I knew that I was, but I did it. And now we have a foundation for the future. I want you guys to do the same thing. Like, write out your goals. Put them on your mirror. Read them every day. Tell me what they are so I can be your accountability partner and help you get there. So can you guys fill this out over the next, I don't know, bring it to me by Friday maybe of this week? I promise you I'll use all of my resources and I'll do everything that I can to help you achieve them. Thank you for your time tonight. I know that this meeting was more last minute than most other team meetings, so I appreciate all of you coming. Thank you so much. Everybody have a wonderful night. The only other thing I was saying, is everybody used to the camera going around now? Is everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Like everybody's doing. All right. Because it's gonna be awesome. Austin's doing a great job, putting a lot of great content together, and I know it's gonna help in terms of getting us out in front of customers and recruiting and a whole bunch of things that we haven't even thought of yet. So, good job, Austin. All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.
What are we gonna
Everything community.